So what are you allowed to tell us about the upcoming series?
Okay, well, it's as you can tell by the pictures, it's a lot. It's going a lot in a different direction. I mean, the style of it's changing, the look of it's feeling quite different. It'll still have that charm and the creativity and surprises that it's always had. In fact, it feels like this series to me is the most surprising. It's the most surprised I've been reading the scripts to go, oh my god, are we going in this direction? Are we actually doing this? It's got more of a serial feel to it, so the episodes aren't standalone. They very much there's no going back. Each episode takes a progression and there's a piece of the jigsaw that has to be completed. There's no reverse going on, and yeah, we've got a new villain coming in right from the beginning. A guy called Agravain, who's Arthur's uncle. Uther is in a state of a feel that the producers have said, which is very much like the madness of King George type feel, when someone is no longer capable of doing the job that they're supposed to do, that everyone relies on. What happens? Well, that's explored. Merlin gets the biggest chance he's ever going to get to set the future in the direction that he wants, the destiny that he's set to achieve. And he wants to see magic return to the kingdom. He wants to live in a world where he's free and magic is free under the rule of the greatest king the land has ever seen. And he gets the biggest opportunity he's going to get to do that. So the tagline of "Keep the magic a secret." I don't know how long that will last now. We'll see.
So what does he discover about himself, and what is he discovering about his magic in this upcoming season?
A lot. I'd love to say Merlin. He's discovering more and more how lost he is, which is kind of anti-discovery in a way, because the more you find out, the more you lose, and he's finding that as everyone else is slotting into place, he's suddenly in the middle going, where do I fit in? And he's never fitted in. But this is he feels it the most. And when family ties and loyalty and royalty overrule friendship, that's a big blow to him. And a lot throughout the episodes and throughout this series, Merlin's very much left in a limbo.
So it sounds like there's a big change in store for his and Arthur's relationship.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's there's a serious tone now going on, and you often have some situations where Merlin's trying to get that friendship going on, and it's met with a wall, and he's not sure how to deal with that. So there's a lot going on there. Is when it's time to put the childhood things away. How do you move on? Maybe when you're not ready to do that. And yeah, that's some big themes that are explored in this series.
Is that what it is? Season 4 is more like moving into the adult. You kind of set up the backstory, and now you're heading into the adult.
It feels
story.
like it's like Toy Story 3. It's like
What
it's
a
like
comparison!
I'm Woody.
Like Arthur Buzz.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It seemed like the relationship got much more playful towards the end there, so, it's kind of a shame if that goes away.
There will always be the charm of the show. That's one thing that the producers and the writers are big on. That in fact, in times of desperate need and seriousness, you need to laugh. You need to not take it seriously. It's what people do, and I think when times are tough, you resort back instinctually towards things like that, and yeah, you still got the banter that Merlin and Arthur will always have. Just it's just not always appropriate.
Now, Merlin seems like it's very much a family show. The whole family can sit down, young kids can watch it. Is it going to keep continuing that element that children can still watch this show as well, or is it going to be going a little bit deeper and darker?
It's definitely going deeper and darker. I think kids will be more scared by this series. I think there's elements in it that, particularly with the first 2 episodes, it plays on that childhood fear of the dark and what's in the dark, and when you're lost in the dark, literally darkness, what's there, and what's there is pretty terrifying. And these things that have been unleashed from a split in the veil between the real world, and the underworld. have come out, and they only come out at night, obviously. So there's a feel there that that's a scary thing for kids. I think the emotional element of it, I think anyone can connect to, anyone can relate to, and just in different ways. And as serious as it is, and as you know, as deep as it is, it's very much grounded in reality. And I don't think that can never not be suitable for life and people watching it.
In this season, is the legend, are you going to stay close to the legend, or are you going to depart a little? And because I know that the last season ended with the sword in the stone.
Yeah.
And that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
So this next season, is that going to continue, or are you going to start breaking away from the legend and making it even more your own Merlin?
The big thing of the show, the big theme of the show is to present the legend, but in a different, unexpected way. And so you're seeing things coming about and consequences coming about linked to the legend, but in a creative version. We are seeing the return of a lot of elements that have come up in the past, particularly the Knights of the Round Table in this series. There's a real feel that these band of guys are coming together, and there's very much a feel that that's a formation that's happening. Lancelot is back, and of course there's a really good twist for anyone who's up on the Arthurian legend and knows of the Arthur, Gwen, Lancelot love triangle. There's a brilliant storyline coming up, which is a really good twist on that, which I think is the most obvious I think Arthurian reference we've had so far.
Now, if Merlin is sort of working towards creating his own kingdom with Arthur, is he going to come more and more into conflict with Uther?
That's a big thing. Uther's the big obstacle for Merlin at the minute. If there's any sign that Arthur is thinking like Uther's thinking, then he can never bring his magic to the fore. He can never get that kingdom he wants to have, because there's no break in that mindset that Uther has. So the big upset is that, and the big fear Merlin has is a reincarnation of Uther in Arthur, you know, and that's a major fear. So yeah, Uther is the big obstacle for Merlin, and there's a big focus on him because he's losing his mind in this season. He's a ghost of himself in a way, and but still firmly grasped on those rules that are still in there from years and years and years of hatred. So yeah, it's a big obstacle to overcome for Merlin.
Okay. That'll be interesting to see that interplay.
It's very interesting.
Because it's so unequal.
Yeah, I mean, how do you win against someone so powerful and so grounded in what they believe in, and in something that's so much a part of who you are? You can't overcome it because you can't reveal it, and you can't compete. And with a king, and as much as he's wrong and as much as you believe everything he believes is so much against peace and love and what the land should be, you can't compete with someone like that. And then the state of mind that he's in as well, he's pretty delusional. You'll see when right from the beginning, he's lost it.
Are we going to have more big clashes between Merlin and Morgana?
Yes. Yeah.
I was about to ask, because it seems like in previous seasons that the fighting has been dealing with other people, but it kind of sounds like there's more of a supernatural level going on. Is that they're going to be dealing with things in a different realm? Yeah,
you're entering a lot more than ever. Although there's a real focus on the Knights of the Round Table and a royal feel in this series, the fantasy element is probably bigger than it's ever been in this season coming up. The battles that we have are more epic. Morgana has paranoia of Emrys. She doesn't know who this is. She keeps having visions of an old man called Emrys who's coming to her. She doesn't know it's me in the future. And you get glimpses of the future, the genuine future of what's to come as well. So yeah, right from the beginning.
Are we going to have more things like more dragons? Are we going to be bringing in other elements?
Yeah. The great dragon, of course, for the great John Hurt is back again. In fact, there's an episode that focuses solely on dragons and the future of the dragons. There's which is one of my favourites because it just feels like it's lifted right from Indiana Jones, which I love. So yeah, the dragons is really explored this series, something I was really excited about.
If we're going to have the triangle with Lancelot and Gwen and Arthur, which is the reality, what about the relationship between Merlin and Gwen? Because, it went from sort of very playful that there might be a romance there to really good friends to he's going to be stuck in the middle or is it going to be...
As I say, Merlin's really lost in a way this season. He's with Gwen, they're really good mates. In fact, there's one episode coming up where he really needs her help, where they go off on a mission together, and they're really good friends. There's no doubt about that. But bigger things are happening. You know yourself, sometimes you're really good friends with someone, but when they've got so much going on, or there's bigger things going on, and realistically, her and Arthur are, they're in love, they're destined to be together. Merlin would be a very selfish individual to ever go.
I wasn't thinking in terms of him being a romantic thing with her. But suddenly he's gone from that to this really great friendship, and now there's this conflict going around. Is he? Where does he fit into that?
Within the conflict that goes on, you'll see it's because it's got such a dark twist to it. It's
How are you today?
and back to you, sir. But you'll see whenever the episode it's got such a dark twist to it, fantasy twist to it, that links Merlin to it. He's not outside of it. He's very much a part of what's going on.
Okay, I gotta ask, but it can be telling. Any costume change for Merlin this season?
I can reveal that it's no. There's no change at all. No. Actually, you will get to see Merlin as a knight of Camelot briefly.
Briefly.
More than I know.
So you can look forward to that. Yeah.
Will you be down then, bearing your chest?
You'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,